Have you ever opened a Materia Medica and just felt completely overwhelmed? Yeah, me too. So today, we're going to cut right through all that noise and build a really clear, easy-to-remember drug picture for Acalypha Indica. Seriously, by the end of this, you're going to have a solid framework to not just understand this remedy, but to actually remember it and know when to use it. So, how do we do it? How do we take a name like Acalypha Indica from just some words in a book and turn it into a living, breathing picture in our minds? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to build a mental map, a kind of framework that'll help you instantly recall the key features of this remedy when you need it most. Okay, so before we can start painting the picture of Acalypha Indica, we have to make sure we're all using the same canvas. And that canvas is, of course, the Materia Medica, the very foundation of our practice. Let's just take a second to make sure we're on the same page about what that really is. Right, so, don't think of the Materia Medica as just a simple list of what to prescribe for what. It's so much more than that. It's like this huge library of human experiences with a substance. All this information comes from what we call drug provings, where healthy people take a remedy and write down every single little thing, physical, mental, emotional, that happens. That raw, unfiltered data, that's what gives us the true soul of a remedy. All right, our canvas is prepped, our foundation is set. Let's introduce our subject for today. It's time to get to know Acalypha Indica, and we're going to start with its core identity. And here it is. This is the plants, Acalypha indica. You might also know it as Indian nettle. It's not super flashy, but it's the source of this incredibly powerful remedy. It comes from India, and the healing essence is all captured in a tincture that's made from the fresh plant itself. Okay, so let's check out this remedy's ID card, if you will. We see it's from the vegetable kingdom, its family is Euphorbiaceae, but here's the really important clue. Look at diathesis. It says hemorrhagic. Now, think of diathesis as the person's underlying constitutional tendency. So right from the get-go, we know Acalypha indica is for people who are prone to bleeding. That is a massive piece of the puzzle. And just a little fun fact, Dr. Tonnerre is listed as the prover, but there's actually some debate about that. It's a good reminder that homeopathy is always evolving. So now that we know the remedy, let's talk about the person who needs it. Acalypha is often perfect for what's called a tubercular constitution. Now wait, this does not necessarily mean the person has tuberculosis. It's more of a patient type. Think of someone who is lean, maybe they're losing weight, they have a certain kind of fragility or weakness about them. Just try to keep that image in your head as we dive into the specific symptoms. Every great remedy has a signature move, right? A core action where it just completely shines. For Acalypha indica, that signature is all about the lungs. This is the absolute heart of the remedy story, the most vivid and crucial part of its drug picture. Okay, you really need to tune in for this one. I mean it. If you remember only one single thing from this entire explainer, let it be this. Hemoptysis. That's the fancy term for coughing up blood. But with Acalypha, it's not just that there's blood, it's about the story the blood tells. It has this very specific, almost theatrical quality to it. And here it is. This is the detail that makes this remedy so incredibly unique. It's all about the timing, what we call a modality. In the morning, the blood is bright red, it's fresh. But as the day goes on, it changes to dark and clotted. This transformation, based on the time of day, is the absolute calling card of Acalypha indica. This is what you look for. So, what's causing this really dramatic bleeding? It's a very specific kind of cough. This isn't some gentle little tickle. No, this is a hard, dry, severe cough that just racks the person's body. And it's often way worse at night. And see how this all connects back to that patient picture we talked about? This violent cough is happening to someone who is already weak, wasting away, dealing with night sweats. This is exactly why, historically, it's been a key remedy for the early stages of tuberculosis, or phthisis. Now, a remedy this powerful rarely just sticks to one part of the body. To really get the full picture, we need to look at the other evidence. So let's shift our focus down to the digestive system and see how the story of Acalypha continues there. You know that intensity we saw in the chest? Well, we see it mirrored right here in the gut. There are burning sensations, a heavy feeling in the stomach, lots of gas. It can even lead to this very specific spluttering diarrhea. But here's the key connection. Look at that last one, rectal hemorrhage, that's worse than the morning. See the pattern? We've got bleeding, and we've got a morning aggravation, just like with the lungs. This is how a drug picture starts to feel cohesive, undeniable. So we've gathered all the clues, right? We have the foundation, the identity, the core action, the supporting details. Now it's time for the most important step of all, putting it all together into a simple, powerful summary that you can actually remember and take with you. And here it is. This is your Acalypha Indica cheat sheet. This is how you lock this remedy into your memory for good. So when you hear that name, you think, 1. The patient, thin, weak, wasting away. 2. The keynote, a severe, dry cough that leads to bleeding. 3. The modality. This is the big one. The blood tells a story, changing from bright red in the morning to dark and clotted later on. And 4. The spheres of action. It's all about the lungs and the gut. Just burn this checklist into your mind and you will own this remedy. And there you have it, our complete drug picture of Acalypha indica. But of course, the learning never stops. I want to leave you with a question to think about. Acalypha's time modality is a huge clue, but it's not the only remedy that does this. What other remedies have this strong morning versus evening characteristic? Thinking comparatively, that's how you really start to master the materia medica. Thanks for joining me.